In the pre-dawn hours, just 20 kilometers from the border with NATO member Poland, at least 30 Russian missiles targeted the military barracks at Yavoriv. At least 35 people were killed as a steady stream of more than 100 ambulances took the injured to nearby hospitals in what may be the single most deadly attack during Russia's invasion. 17-year-old Denis Bensak told CBC News the blast shook his apartment. When I heard the explosion, the sound of it was strong. I was afraid. I started to shake. I was panicked, he said. The mayor here was defiant when he met journalists at City Hall.
Putin will never take over Ukraine. They will all return back home in coffins.
This community and the base here are very well known to Canada's military. It was the headquarters for years for Operation Unifier, which helped train members of Ukraine's military. It's a hugely symbolic target for Russia to hit, given its connections to NATO. Escalation by Russia was expected. Its top officials warned shipments of Western weapons, possibly using routes near here, would be considered targets. But there were other tragedies this day too. American journalist and documentary maker Brent Renaud was shot dead outside Kyiv by Russian soldiers near a checkpoint, said a colleague who was with him.
And they start shooting at us. So the driver turned around and they kept shooting.
And in besieged Mariupol, there was still no respite from Russian bombs, nor could aid convoys get in. City officials say 2,100 civilians have now died, and the rest, possibly 200,000 people, are almost out of food and water. Throughout such desperate times, President Volodymyr Zelensky has tried to project strength. Sunday, he left his office and walked outside in Kyiv to a hospital where he met wounded soldiers. Get well soon, he told one. It's important. Western Ukraine has been spared the worst of Russia's air attacks, but the air raid sirens are now going off every night. And by striking a target with strong Western associations, Russia is reinforcing its warnings to stay out of the conflict with deadly force. Chris Brown, CBC News in Lviv, Ukraine.